Hello and welcome to Killing Time. This is the show that searches for entertainment that does not suck. My name is Ayaz Akhtar and I am very tired. With me, as always, is the man who has no trouble catching a cab, the man who's worked in a lab, and if he was in Chicago, they call him Just Bab. Hey, Just Bob.
Hey, how's it going?
I was reaching for that one. Bob? Buck?
Bob?
I had it. So anyway, we call him Bob, or Just Bob. And today, we're lucky because we're going to discuss Daredevil Season 3. We've watched 6 episodes, and we haven't seen the rest of it yet. But that was what we got to see. And I'm wearing my beanie. Excited about this. I'm going to play the trailer. And thanks again to Marvel and Netflix and Disney for being cool, because when we show stuff, they never have a takedown notice, unlike some other company who will go nameless. We will not mention their names. Right, bros? Right. Okay. Let's talk about Season 3. There's a lot in the trailers these days. We're seeing, obviously, Daredevil's back. We've got Kingpin returns. So that's not like a big deal that we say that stuff. So if we spoil anything, we'll get to that section later. What did you think of the first 6 episodes?
I absolutely loved the first 6 episodes. I thought the pacing was perfect. I thought the story was small enough to be contained, and what I really loved was I didn't feel like they were setting up another show. I feel like, with the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, we were always trying to set something else up. I felt like they were just trying to tell a story. And I felt like the characters are finally growing into themselves, and, some characters that have been annoying in the past, Karen Page, I'm looking at you, wasn't quite as annoying in this season, and actually had a purpose. I kind of felt like things meshed together well. I felt like, in my opinion, I've only seen the 6 episodes, but this is the best season of Daredevil so far.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that. I think the first 6 episodes are incredibly strong. It doesn't feel like... It feels like we're in the middle of a comic book series. Like, okay, we know who these characters are. We're going into a different story. We've already done the establishing stuff for Season 1. Like, here's who this guy is. Here's how his double life works. Here's how his faith works. Here's how his love life works. Here's how his friendships work. And in this one, we have things blowing up, and everything is taking place after the Defenders. All the Marvel shows that have come out, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, now Daredevil, all take place after the Defenders series. So we're dealing with the repercussions of that. And this is a very, very strong start, because when we watched Iron Fist or we watched Luke Cage, they have a tendency to either overpack, or there's this feeling of, what are we doing here? What's going on? Why is this taking so long? Luke Cage in particular, I thought, had a lot of stories going on.
Yeah.
And in these 6 episodes of Daredevil, it had a tremendous amount of interesting storylines that all kind of interweave, but they all are important and interesting on their own. It's not like they all need each other, but you see how they connect. And it really just reminds me of reading like a Frank Miller comic of how dark this is going. If you guys have seen the trailers, you know it gets pretty dark in this. And it's, I will say, probably one of the strongest seasons of Daredevil, if not one of the strongest seasons of any Marvel television show right now. I think Jessica Jones probably has the best freshman year, or maybe The Punisher, but Punisher was kind of set up already,
Yeah.
But this thing, it's a great Season 3. I really hope they don't let us down. The return of Wilson Fisk, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Which, excellent. You didn't realize how much you missed him until he comes back.
He is so great in this, and so is Charlie Cox. And basically, and like I said, the actress who plays Karen Page, the character has a lot more, what's the word? I guess agency. She's really doing her own thing, and I really like that. And we're getting these glimpses of just extraordinary characters. And we'll talk about other characters in a little bit, because that'll be spoilery, because we don't want to talk about this stuff. But every single character they set up, strong. Foggy, again, he's strong. Everyone's got a real sense of purpose, and I really enjoy that, because, sometimes I watch a show and I'm seeing, this storyline. I'm like, I don't really care about this storyline. I want to get to the next one and watch the other characters. But in this season, I've wanted to watch every single subplot, including the Karen Page stuff, which I think
you've said in the past how much you hate that, and
I was hoping
it actually was good.
Yeah, I was hoping for her death or something horrible to happen to her, and it was just kind of like, all right, this is not happening. But thankfully, they've done a great job with all the characters, and what else? It's shot really well. It definitely seems much more mature in the way they're shooting some of these characters, and I'll explain some of that later. I think with that, we should thank our patrons, so then we can go to the spoiler section, because there's so much stuff to sink our teeth into. But let's thank our patrons. You guys, Joe, Michelle, and Alan, you guys have pledged enough that you have video credit. If you want your name up in lights, let us know. Go to patreon.com/IAS, and you can have your name up as a video producer of our show. We really appreciate all the support we've gotten from our past donors, our present donors, and hopefully our future donors. So if you've got any, if you like this show, let us know by going to patreon.com/IAS. If you can't afford to give us $1, that's fine. Feel free to share the link, because that'll work too. So thanks a lot to everybody. And now we got to go to the spoiler section, because there's a lot to unpack.
Oh, yeah.
I took a lot of notes for this show. I'm not going to go into tons of recaps, because by the time this video comes out, actually the show won't be out yet. So I'm not going to do an episode-by-episode recap. But there are some huge things that happen in the series. Where should we start? I think episode 1, we should start there.
I think we should start with, let's talk about him being in the church and how strong the nun character is.
Oh, right, the nun. So we've got Matt trying to figure out what to do and what he's doing after recuperating from the events of the Defenders. And he's down
broken.
on his luck. Yeah,
he's broken. Let's just say he's broken.
He is just materially broken. He is exactly, that's the best word for it. And there's a scene in which he essentially allows himself to be killed, should the chance arrive. And he luckily doesn't get killed. And I thought that was this huge character building moment of Matt getting on his knees, allowing this person to hit him in the face. It says, God forgive me. And you know where this is going, and you're like, they're going to do it? No. They don't kill him because the cops show up. And I was like, that shows you in the first episode how this series is going to be. That sets a tone for this entire thing. Mm-hmm. And then we've got Ray, whose last name escapes me. He is one of the FBI guys. That guy's very strong. Nadeem, I think his name is. And we've got just so many different FBI characters. Let's see. We've got a lot of flashbacks that fill in some gaps. I think they did a great job with that as well. I completely forgot about the Ray storyline, that he wants to move up in his career, and he's willing to do anything for that. And he's just, as far as I don't know him from the books. Do you?
I don't either. Nope. I think that's a fresh character.
We get introduced to a character named Dex, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, that becomes very integral.
Yeah.
It's a, pardon my language, a holy crap moment.
Yeah, we can get into that. I think by episode 3 we have an idea of who we're looking at here, because there's actually when Fisk gets released, because Fisk works a deal out or schemes a way to get out of prison, which is not explained for many episodes, which I thought was brilliant, that he's still playing this huge game, long-term game.
Oh, yeah.
It just shows the intelligence of the Fisk character.
Yeah, he's playing chess, everybody else is playing checkers. I mean, he is 10 steps ahead of everyone in the show.
This isn't a spoiler. You guys have seen the trailer. You've seen the white suit is back from the comic books, full on. And I'm having video playback issues. Forget that. But full on, proper Kingpin. And it is awesome. I forgot how much I missed this guy. On top of that, I forgot the way that D'Onofrio plays the voice of Fisk. He has this kind of street voice, but trying to sound very, very intelligent and educated. But you can still hear that bit where he's trying to use larger words than he has to appear smarter than he is.
Yeah.
I freaking love that. He gives this real sense of he's a 3D character. We've got, let's see, sneaking into buildings. You got Foggy. Oh, yeah, Foggy and Karen think that Daredevil is dead, or Matt is dead, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, but yet Karen's still paying his rent.
Yeah. She doesn't want to believe in the death of Matt, and he's hiding out at the church.
Yeah, he did have a building fall on him, so, it is surprising he's alive.
Yeah, that's true. Don't know exactly how he managed to survive that. We've got Fisk cooperating because he wants Vanessa to be safe. He's got issues with that. I don't know, when do we get to this whole transfer of Kingpin go wrong?
We mean what episode?
Yeah.
I think it was either 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. Yeah, it's probably 3 because he's being transferred. There's those repercussions.
Yeah.
As Kingpin is being transferred over, there's this huge issues with I think it's the Algerians. They're the ones who have the issue with him. Or is it the Albanians? Albanians? Algerians. Sorry, it's one of those. I'll look up in my notes. But there's this giant issue with the transport. And so the FBI that's trying to move him, one guy comes out of nowhere and saves everybody. This would be Officer Poindexter. And I'm watching this scene, and it is freaking phenomenal. Oh, by the way, all the fight scenes
awesome
in this season, they are topping everything they've done already.
Oh my God. And it's so gritty and harsh, and just everybody gets their ass kicked.
There's a real unblinking quality to this. There's not a lot of quick cuts. You're not following the reactions. You're just keeping a camera straight on the action, and they just go at it. And it's really, it's well choreographed. It looks great.
Yeah.
But so we see this Poindexter fellow kill people by throwing items into the necks of the other people. I think my notes say, "Holy fuck, that's got to be Bullseye." Because huge spoiler here, people. I believe he's correct. Yeah. Now I didn't know what Bullseye's name was. I had no recollection of it. And his name, one of his aliases, is Poindexter. But on the show, they thankfully have shortened his name to Dex, which is fun. This guy is fantastic. The actor playing Poindexter has the right amount of craziness, and we see him devolving into this insanity, and Fisk playing him.
And the best part is the flashbacks and actually building his character. It's like, oh my goodness, I see where this is coming. And Fisk manipulates this guy into becoming what he wants him to be, which is insane.
Fisk reads Dex's file, and they do a really creative way of Fisk being in the memories, and we're seeing what's going on. It's a really nice way to do a flashback.
So good. So good.
That was a great episode. This is him reading. Like, think about that. The episode is Fisk reading a file, and it's fantastic. And we find out more and more about Dex and the way he beamed his coach. And I don't know if he killed him or not as a child. By the ricochet action that this guy does is fantastic. Just like it's very creative. It seems really fun. He almost, I wouldn't say he almost, between Fisk, this Daredevil, and this version of Bullseye, these 3 could easily just walk on over to the movie side, and it would be like, yeah, this totally makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because they've upped their game.
Oh my goodness.
Extensively.
And, I know we're not to the 6th episode yet, but the fight between Matt and
Dex.
Bullseye, or Dex, because he's technically Daredevil at that time, because he's masquerading as Daredevil, is absolutely insane. It is, like, literally, my jaw was on the floor just watching this scene unfold.
There's that, and there's another episode where Matt is fighting out of a prison. I did not realize that this scene was like one shot, or at least was edited to look like one shot. It was fantastic. It goes on for minutes. I mean, minutes. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's just one fight. No, it's 2 or 3 different fights. Because I'm like, why is the camera not cutting? They moved on and on and on. Same thing with the Dex Devil versus Matt Devil.
Yeah.
This thing, that's what my notes have, because Dex Devil.
I like it, Dex Devil. I like it.
He is so good as Daredevil. He looks, by the way, his jaw, he had more of a, like, Frank Miller style of drawing. It was really odd to see this other actor in the suit, and he looked, I would say, more like Daredevil than Charlie Cox does.
Yes, he does.
Which is a shame. But either way, as the fight progresses, and we're seeing how evenly matched they are, and then Matt is dealing with the absurdity that is this Dex Devil's ability to throw items. They could be pens, X-Acto knives, staplers.
Yeah.
He hits him with a stapler, and he knocks. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing fight.
We did forget to mention that Daredevil, Matt, is actually working at a disadvantage. He's not at the full level of his powers. Since that building fell on him, he's probably working at, I'd say, 60%.
Yeah, he's building as the series goes on, but as he gets injured, he gets back to being foggy, no pun intended. He says he's underwater, and you could see that. And they did a great way of showing that, too. Just the visual language on this show is excellent. And one of my favorite things, and I noticed this as I was watching the series again, actually not again, as I'm watching the episodes, I'm like, why did they, every time we see Dex, the camera starts spinning. or he's spinning, and he's always in
Uh-huh.
the center, like he's a bullseye. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you really doing
freaking
that?
kidding me?
They are
Yeah.
doing that.
They did it. They did it. Yep.
They keep moving the camera. The
It
audio
took me 2 episodes to notice it.
Yeah.
I definitely registered it subconsciously, and I saw it again. I'm like, are they actually doing that? No.
Yeah, the first couple times, like, okay, maybe it's a coincidence, but the fact they
no.
keep revisiting this this theme, I was like, okay, guys, you did it. This is great. You guys are doing a great job.
You guys win.
I
Yeah,
really
you're
hope
awesome.
the next set of episodes are as strong as these 6.
Yeah.
I hope they don't kill off any of the characters. Honestly, you need to have
No.
Bullseye.
Everybody's at this point. Everybody's integral to the plot.
I want Bullseye to hang around because he's just too good.
Yeah. Well, he needs to. Right now, he's fake Daredevil. We need him to become Bullseye.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is not a summary. This is a review. So there's a lot of great things in season season 3, excuse me. 6 episodes are super strong. The pacing, like you said, is great. You don't have this feeling of, I don't want to watch the next one. You want to watch the next one right away. So I'm very impressed with this. I really hope they keep up this pace. And so, we look for entertainment that doesn't suck. This does not suck.
If you don't notice, we both really, really liked this.
There's not a heck of a lot to dislike about this.
Yes.
There really is. If anything, it might be that the episodes are like 55 minutes. That's just literally a time complaint because it's a long thing. But it's not that it's a bad 55 minutes. It's like, wow, I got to watch a lot of this. And you just keep wanting more. It's just a lot of... It's a time commitment, but it's very good.
Yep. But totally worth it.
Yeah.
Go. Watch this. When it comes on Netflix, watch it.
Binge it. I think that does it for us. If you guys want to get the podcast, go to killingtime.tv. I should have the episode up by now. If not, tweet me. Go, hey, dude, get that up there.
Do something.
All right. We're going to see everybody next time on Killing Time.